الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Last week, and by the way, this is the series that is called Save a Family. We want to learn even at this early age. By the way, I like sometimes to make it lighthearted and joke about it sometimes. It's good because you never know when this information that you will hear, long after you hear it, it will become very handy and it will help you. And we started to talk about how we save families by going right to the beginning. How do people start to make a family? They start making a family by looking for a husband, looking for a wife. Okay? And if they use the wrong criteria to choose a marriage partner, then things, oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, please, I want to marry her. Is that enough? Is that enough? It's not enough, because sometimes you may think that look how the language puts it. He fell in love. You know what? He fell. What's fell? He can't stand up. Okay? This is not how it should be. We should really look at how people should choose a marriage partner. And I started with that hadith, again, of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in a beautiful way. He said, good, you want now, and I started with the criteria. You know what's criteria? What does criteria mean? The things that you look for. Criteria, right? Say yes, say yes. Say yes. No, he's not saying yes. Say yes. Yeah, good. Good. And you'd better smile when you listen to me. Yes, good. So, we said number one, you may look for certain qualities in the woman you want to marry that are unique. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, articulated that by saying, تُنْكَحُ الْمَرْأَةُ لِأَرْبَعٍ, and he said, لِمَا لَهَا, not لِمَا لِهَا, لِمَا لَهَا, for the qualities that she has. What qualities? She is a leader, and she's so good, she will be so good with the children. She is a person who is good in discipline. She is so good in taking care of the needs of the family. She is very good. I am not a rich person, and she has the qualities. People are saying how she can put things where they belong, and she will manage the resources of the family well. She whatever qualities that she has that I would like to have in my wife. So this is number one. Number two, her beauty. And we explain that beauty, as they say, is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is not an absolute thing. What is beautiful to you may not be so attractive for someone else. That is why when Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mentioned beauty, he did not say, well, then those who are not beautiful are not going to get married. No, because beauty, every person has some beauty in him or her that is to be seen by someone special that no one else will see. Okay? Now, as they say, even I will mention this. I will mention this, even those that don't dare mention it. It's an Islamic lecture. I will mention it so that we will understand. For some time, for some time, when there is a beauty pageant, Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss whatever, they would look at certain measures until a few years back, they said, no, we are going to start to ask them questions. We want to judge personality, because personality is part of beauty. They even realized that. Before that, they said, no, we are going to look how much her waist measures. But then they said, no. We're going to judge personality. I'm mentioning this because I want to mention that personality is part of beauty. It's part of beauty. So there are people who others say, oh, she's not so attractive. But when she starts to talk, she's beautiful. And people love to speak with her, and they start to discover other things because of personality. A beautiful personality. This is beauty. Now, number 3, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, what's the word that we used? The two families, what are they? Compatibility. Yeah, this is big. Compatibility. Does anyone remember what that means? The two families have to be compatible, which means you forgot what I said last week. What's compatible? That they have something in common, they get along. Okay? Not that when they get together, the parents and they can't talk to each other, because what's one thing that defines compatibility? Level of education? Is level of education? Cultures, yes. But, let me say, level of education is, yes. If, for example, this family, and by the way, education is a very good thing. Islam says, if you have the means, you've got to. You can say, I'm bored. I don't want to go beyond grade 2. I will just get a high school diploma and I'll go and work. But why? Oh, I'm bored. No. This is not acceptable. You know how it will be okay for you to only have a high school diploma if you are living in a country where there is war, there is high fees, that if here, which school do you go to? Laurier. How much does your father pay to go to Laurier for you? Nothing.
Student card, just you have to apply. It's $20.
Do your parents pay any money for you to get educated at Laurier?
Just $20 a year.
$20. Okay, we are living in a country where even university and college education is helped for by the government, subsidized by the government. There are countries, if you have to go to even public school, you have to pay money. You have to spend. And if a family has 6 children, and each child will cost 20,000 riyals, or 20,000 rupees, or 25,000 dirhams, or whatever, and I have 6 of them, I can't afford. This is what I can. Okay, I'm going to stop at the high school level. And then maybe after 10 years, this high school diploma person comes to Canada. He has a high school. Is he any less important than someone who grew up in Canada and got a university degree? And then, I don't want to talk to you. Is that acceptable? No, it's not. Because circumstances dictated that you stop here, you stop there, which means that you are living in a country, as Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, that even, look, exaggeration, but he said, even if the closest source of education is in China, you've got to go there. اطلب العلم ولو في الصين. Even if it is in China, you go there. Don't say, I'm bored. There's no such thing. Okay? So compatibility education is, okay, important. Culture. And let me let me talk about this. Islam does not recognize cultural barriers. He does not say, okay, if you are a Pakistani, you can only marry a Pakistani. If you are an Arab, you marry an Arab. If you are a Turk. But, look at this. Intercultural marriages are not for everyone. For people to marry someone from outside their culture, which means, let's say a Pakistani and an Arab. It's beautiful. If that can happen, it's wonderful. But you really have to be a person who has other important things than to stop at, why are you, for example, if let's say the man is the Arab and the woman is Pakistani, and then his mother will come to visit him, why does she cook you pulao every day instead of making you the tabbouli and the kubbi and this and why? Why? I used to provide you with it. And then he starts to miss what his mother used to cook for him. And then he will say, no, you've got to learn from my mother. No, I don't know how to. And I will continue to make shami kebabs, or I will make that. No, I don't want that. Then fighting. Why? Because of different cultures. But if the two families are compatible and they really love those changes and those things, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Then I always say to new couples that, look, it's not for everybody. If you can grow above and beyond those differences, sometimes it's the language. The language, which is part of the culture. The mother doesn't understand Arabic. And the family of the woman or the man out speaking Arabic. She doesn't understand. What are they? I heard his mother, looking in a very strange way, and she was talking about me. No, she wasn't talking about me. Yes, she was. And fighting.